Good evening, late night, wherever you may be listening to us. Welcome back to From Day One. Normally, we'd grab the mailbag first while we got Art Bell waiting on the backside. Well, a couple things I want to kind of like household situations to take care of. Definitely love thanking you all for day after birthday watchings of this channel. 3 times spike compared to normal for that day. So definitely thank you for that nice birthday gift you guys all sent to us. And it looks like it wasn't all over because I want to go ahead and do an update live here on the deal. As you can see, last day's numbers was 26.52%. The new number is, drumroll please, might help if I actually want the right things I can type, 30.28%, nearly a 4 percentage point increase on the Boxy goal. Thank you all, one and all, tons for doing so. Definitely hope you guys keep it up. Get us closer and closer to that goal so Boxy pays attention. So let's grab that mailbag as Art Bell is waiting with Packs from the Devil Part 2 tonight. Aw, I get a guild present. Thank yous. I so appreciate anything, freebies. Alrighty, so I will get started working on the account, getting our stuff, getting us closer to level 79. As you see, we are not that too terribly far away. As Art Bell handles, ladies and gentlemen, making deals with the devil.
Call Art. Sorry about the apparent thing with not being able to hear while you're on the phone. Definitely should be able to hear. It's ridiculous. So we will get that solved. Let me try something. I wonder if I push this. No. Probably shouldn't have pushed that. This. Probably shouldn't have pushed that either. Well, we'll figure it out. Going back now to our caller. Hello there. You were telling us you had made a deal with the devil, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, 18 years ago, actually, on September 27th, it'll be 18 years. I was in the middle of childbirth, and it looked like neither of us were going to make it. And I'm not a religious person. I just remember as they were all the medical teams were rallying around and doing everything they could. I just said, anyone, you can have whatever you want. You can have my soul. You can have any part of me. Just say it's this baby. And right about then, her heartbeat started picking up, and they were able to get to her. And as soon as they were able to get to her, she started crying.
Well?
And I will tell you that there's been a lot of, I've paid for the last 18 years, believe me. But she made it. I don't particularly, I don't know, was it the devil? Was it God? Everybody can have their own opinion. But since I just said anyone, I believe it was. And I believe I have paid, and I believe I will continue to pay. But I hope that wasn't too boring of a story for you, but I think there's a lot of ways that we make
deals.
Tax.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I mean, it really, even though you didn't specifically make the deal with God, in that situation, I'd sort of give you the benefit of the doubt. So you're probably all right, but you did specify anybody, huh?
Yeah, I didn't. I'm sure you've not been in that situation exactly, but...
No, I certainly have not.
Yeah.
Nor do I look forward to it.
Anyway,
I think you're all right. That's my pronouncement. I think you're probably okay.
Okay, well, I didn't even know who you were until like a week ago, so...
Really? How did you find me?
Really, my boyfriend, I guess, is listening to you forever.
I see.
And so now,
You're
every
infected.
night, since you came back on,
You're infected.
you're played until I fall asleep.
I see. All right. Well, listen.
Anyway, I hope I didn't bore your listeners too much.
No.
Thank you.
No. This way, when you pass on, you'll be surprised.
Yeah, and not everything in life has to be about sex, just so your listeners know that.
Well, there was another caller who thought that it did.
For 18 years.
Yes, that's right.
I guess you heard that.
I did. Thank you very much for the call. Take care. Oh, my goodness. Let's go to Tim. Hello, Tim.
Oh, right. Hey, good God. I can't believe that that girl was talking about no sex. Okay, early 90s listener. So for the Midnight Gambler, I would like to ask you, would you take a request or would you rather hear a story?
Well, when you say request, what do you mean?
A request asking for somebody or something on your show, or a story. Your choice, dealer's choice.
Whichever you feel is more important.
Oh, gosh.
You're the caller.
You know what? I bet you get so many things anyway. Okay. Here's the story of 444. Okay. Two of my friends I live in Los Angeles.
Yes.
So two of my friends were in Los Angeles, staying in a high-rise apartment building.
Mm-hmm.
Stepped out to have a smoke on the balcony,
right,
and immediately noticed that there was a gigantic craft hovering over West Los Angeles, with the city shimmering under the reflection of the lower half of the craft. After this occurred, both of them noticed a very interesting thing, was that the number 444 always came up. And we can understand how you could make that happen in your mind, but it was very interesting how this strange number 444 kept coming up with them, whether it was page numbers, things like that. And after they told me that story, now I know this one, where I think their original one's real. It's a real situation. But here's the funny thing about the human mind.
Yes.
They told me that story, and then I think I put that into my own mind, because after that story, I started noticing 444. I'm like driving by the hamburger place.
Yeah, but this is just a psychological thing.
Yes, I agree.
If I talk to you about 1111, you're going to see it everywhere,
Absolutely, but I still think it's kind of a funny story. And just before I go, I'd like to say that I really appreciate the hard work that you do.
Okay.
I know that it's hard work.
444, thank you. Take care. That's such a line. That's just psychological garbage, I think. I'm sorry. I know they have people that talk on just about numbers, right? Numbers people. What absolute hogwash. Hogwash. Hello there. You are on our I Made a Deal with the Devil line.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm very well. You really made a deal with the horned one.
Yeah, pretty much similar to the other guy you had on that sex thing.
Yeah, I'm sure that the sex thing is very, very common. I know that, when you're in your early 20s, for example, the hormones are raging, actually, way before that. I imagine a lot of 16-year-olds made that deal. So
it's weird that you have this topic tonight, because just yesterday I have subscribed to you like on YouTube.
Yes.
And I was listening to all your conversations with Father Malachi, and it was kind of like weird. I started thinking about this. I haven't thought about it in years, And
so, how old were you when you made the deal?
About 20, 21.
Okay. How has it gone since?
Well, actually, there was a lot of, I've had my share, that's for sure. But it's kind of like with a curse, because there was all kinds of drugs, alcohol,
Oh, yes.
health issues.
Oh, yes. We got that from the other caller, too. So, do you at this point, do you regret the deal, or do you look forward to a a continued life of debauchery?
Well, I'm 60 now, so hopefully I just turned 60. So
I'm 70.
Well, yeah, but I'm not.
I still look forward.
Knocking it, but yeah, so do I. But it's just that
Yes.
well, I'm on Social Security now, so and
You're on Social Security at 60?
yeah, I get I was unable to work except years. Well, because of, like I said, the mental health issues.
Yes. Well, so you're still raging away with the women, eh?
Well, not really, but it is.
Well, in that case, then you have only to look forward to payment time.
Well, here's the thing. When I was listening to the, like I said, the thing with Father
Malachi?
Martin.
Yes.
I was a Catholic, and I am a.
It doesn't matter. You made a deal with the devil.
And Christian. Yeah, I know, but
doesn't matter what you are. No, irrevocable, sir. Irrevocable.
Right?
You hear me? Irrevocable.
I hope not.
Oh no, irrevocable. No. You can't at 60 years old go back and think about all those women you had, and I know you had many because I can hear it in your voice, and not know that you're going to have to carry through with your deal.
Well, not going to do it.
Oh, you don't think so, huh? All right, fine. Well, thank you for the call, and good luck. Why would somebody call me with a name like Joe Stalin? Joe, hello. You're on the air on Skype. Is your name really Joe Stalin?
Is this me?
Are you Joe Stalin?
No.
Why does your Skype say Joe Stalin?
Well, he's got a good mustache.
Yeah.
This is such a pleasure to speak to you. It sounds like, oh my goodness. I've been listening to you.
Let me tell you how good the audio is. I can hear a dog barking way in the distance.
Yeah, and I keep telling that dog to be quiet. Mm-hmm. It keeps me up at night. No,
well,
it really doesn't.
You can make a deal.
Art.
Yes.
I did make a deal with the devil.
You did?
I absolutely did.
Oh, God.
By the way, I'm Jared from Salt Lake City.
Maybe I should say, oh, goodness. When did you make the deal, Jared?
Well, I fell in love with a girl. I was 24.
Mm-hmm.
And she was 18.
Oh, yeah.
And I spent 2 years with her. And I really screwed up.
Yeah. And you lost her?
Yeah, I did. I absolutely did.
And that's when you cut your deal?
Well, not initially. I was trying to weigh my options and things like that. I was praying, and it wasn't working out.
Got it.
So I said, okay, I'll do this if I get her back.
Yeah, that's the deal. Did you get her back?
I did. I absolutely did.
And are you still with her to this very day?
No, sir. And this is where it gets technical.
Okay. Well, there's no technicality about it. You got her back. There was nothing apparently in the deal that said you would keep her forever.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but there was technicality.
Like what?
Because I got her for 2 years after that. 2 years.
Well, you didn't say forever.
I know, but let me tell you.
That's the way the devil works, see. You did get her. You got your wish.
I did.
And then you lost her 2 years later. Tough beans. You owe one soul.
But the problem is.
What?
Is that after that I became an alcoholic.
Yeah, well, that figures.
And I have no ability to sustain a relationship anymore. You know what I mean? It's not like...
I do. I mean, look, this could be right out of the Twilight Zone. I mean, this is the way deals with that guy go down.
No,
You said you wanted her, you got her. And you know that nobody said for how long, nobody said how your life would be afterward.
I know, and that's why I think if people are making deals with the devil,
Yeah.
they need to make specifics.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's all about contractual law.
I don't even know what that means. You're using
Okay,
big
well,
words.
yes, I'm sorry. In other words, you need, the way you put it, you need to be specific.
Right.
All right.
And I wanted her,
Oh, yeah,
I think,
I get that.
until I...
Yeah, but you needed to say that.
I know, but that's why I'm on the air right now. I'm trying to tell everybody.
Don't do it.
No, do it. Just make
go ahead and do it.
specific statements.
Okay. So you're not saying don't do it. You're saying
Art.
Yeah,
We're going on break, right, Art?
We are. Be specific.
I just want to say before we go, I love you with all my heart. I'm glad you're on the air, and you're doing the best you've ever done.
Thank you, brother.
Again, muted until they're out of their musical bumper. And we'll be back with the desert in just a second.
No waiting on hold. No requirement to kiss Art's ring. Just good talk. Join Art by calling 1-952-225-5278. That's 1-952. Call Art.
Well, I don't know what to say. The I've Made a Deal line has been full all night long. Absolutely all night long. So a lot of people have gone down this road, apparently. Very, very interesting. So let's see what to do. Well, I just can't resist. Back to the I Made a Deal line. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
How's it going tonight?
It's going pretty well. You would not be on this line having made a deal, right? So you made a deal with the devil of some sort?
I guess you could say of some sort, yeah.
I am saying that. So what sort was it?
And, yeah. I mean, so I'm not proud of it either.
I understand. So, I mean, tell us all. I mean, you might save somebody else's soul if you tell us.
So it kind of happened a while ago.
Okay.
And I was living with my father and my stepmother.
Yes.
And I really did not like my stepmother.
Stepmoms really take a bad rap, don't they?
That's what I always hear.
Yeah. So you didn't like her?
Don't want to generalize, but
that's fine.
So I mean, I prayed and prayed even to God, that just she would go away out of our family's lives.
Yes.
Yeah, went unanswered. I kind of lost faith.
Mm-hmm.
And I started praying.
I suppose you were saying things like, "What kind of God wouldn't take her away?" Right?
And I didn't mean like kill her. I just meant would our family be at peace?
Okay. And so, dare I ask, what happened to stepmom?
She's no longer with us.
So, again, we have a case of somebody perhaps not being too specific.
Me?
You.
Alert, speak up.
In other words...
No, I was very specific when I prayed to the devil to take my stepmom's life.
You did pray to take her life?
Yes.
Oh. My. And how long was it after you did your prayer that she expired?
Maybe 3 or 4 months.
Pretty fast.
It was very soon after.
Wow.
And it was a car accident, and I wasn't in the accident.
And I bet when it happened, you knew right away.
I did.
Yeah, I was shocked. I couldn't even. I was almost catatonic for a while.
Mm-hmm. So, this was how long ago, roughly?
Now, this is precisely 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Okay. Right before Christmas, actually.
So, how are you feeling about all of it now?
Guilty.
Yeah. Well.
But also, at the same time, I'm relieved because.
Well, yeah, I get that.
I didn't like her.
Well, right. And, an apparent success. And I don't know, this is going to set up a model, I'm afraid, for other people.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for anybody else who might be considering a deal like the one you did?
I mean, it goes back to, be careful what you wish for. Even though I got what I wanted, it kind of haunts me. And I feel like I'm...
Kind of.
Well, I mean, this is hard for me to even talk about right now.
I understand. But I said kind of. I mean, of course it haunts you. It's probably something with you every day now. Any ideas, any thoughts on what it's going to be like? I mean, for you.
Going forward?
Mm-hmm. Well, going...
Afterlife?
Going down.
I don't even want to think about that, really.
I wouldn't want to think about it either. I did a story, it was a number of years ago. It's such a good life lesson for you if I can possibly find it. See, I can actually stand up and walk around in the studio. You're hearing me just fine now, right?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, cool. Well, let me see. Do I have time to do this? Yes, I do. The Russians, many years ago, actually dug a hole deeper than mankind has ever gone before, and they dropped a microphone in. I've got a wire story to back this up that I can't read right now. It was in Siberia, actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They dug a hole, and they lowered a microphone down into the hole, and here's what they heard. Just give you a little piece of it there. Sounds crowded, huh?
That's a weird sound.
So, and I'm not saying that that's what it's going to be like, but, it's at least a possibility. So you're okay. All right, well, listen, thank you very much for the call, and I really don't know what to say to you, except that you really are gone. That's not great. Not just yet. Just wanted to get a crash in there for you.
Oh,
all right,
Art.
Let's go to Jason, I believe it is, on Skype. Hello, Jason.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, big fan.
Thank you.
I just wanted to know if you'd seen a movie called, it's a time travel movie called About Time.
Why doesn't that sound familiar? The premise?
Probably about time.
Basically, a family has the ability to time travel, and I guess like when the male turns 18, his dad tells him that he can go back in time.
Huh.
It's really good. Came out like maybe 3 years ago or so.
Right. I really don't think I've seen it, and I thought I'd seen every time travel movie that was ever out there. Apparently not.
It's really good. It's not, super sci-fi. It's more like a romantic movie, and tells a good story and everything too. So real good movie.
Right. Well, there was also another romantic one called Somewhere in Time. You know about that, right?
Yes.
Christopher Reeves, Jane Seymour. Man, what a movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a long time.
I just, there's something so utterly incredibly romantic about the possibility of travel in time. I love it. I absolutely love it. Anyway, appreciate the call.
Also, a guest suggestion.
Yes.
I know he has his own show, but are you ever going to have Richard Hoagland on with you?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Sure. The real problem, of course, is that I'm on for 3 hours, and then Richard follows with 2 hours after that. So if I have him on, he'd be on for a total of 5 hours.
You could probably talk about 24 hours straight, so.
Richard can do that. It's true. Have you had an opportunity to sample his show yet?
Once or twice. So I'm on the East Coast, so that's like 3 a.m. I'm about done at that point. So.
Right. Well, that's why we have Richard has a $5 subscription, and he dispenses a very great deal of wisdom and science. It's really actually quite a good show. It's a different Richard Hoagland than you're used to. Let me put it that way.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'll check it back out.
He's, don't get me wrong, still the same Richard Hoagland, but different because he's more relaxed, and it's just really a cool show. Check it out, all right?
I will, thank you.
All right. Well, this time it is a break, so here we break.
And again, just muted, of course, for the audio bumper. Iris gets promoted to the top 5 just by score. At this point, we're not actually theming teams quite yet.
And Midnight in the Desert is counting packets your way on the Dark Matter Digital Network. To call the show, please direct your finger digits to dial 1-952-225-5278. That's 1-952-CALL ART.
Somebody on the wormhole wants to know if I made a deal with the devil. It says, is it Wraith? Wraith? Art, it sounds like you've made a pact with the devil, have you? No, I have not. I certainly have not. Unlike many who have called tonight, I have not. Now, did I consider it at one time? Yep, and I rejected it. I think everybody probably.
Oh, I did. Did I consider it?
I won't do that one. I'm sorry about the hold, the no show on hold thing, folks. We've got so much to do, so let me go overseas and say hi to Mark.
Yeah, hi, Art.
Who's been very patiently waiting. Where are you, Mark?
Yeah, hi, Art. This is Mark in Bern. Not only did I make a deal with the devil, I made a legally binding contractual agreement with the devil.
Oh, my God. Well, that's the wrong expression,
I was married to her for 18 years.
You were...
Oh!
Yeah, sneaky. So it was now an ex-wife.
An ex-wife, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't wish that upon anyone.
No, and actually, the suffering that will go on for possibly the rest of your life will be just as deep and as bad as you might get otherwise.
Deep pockets, actually. If you want to talk about deep pockets, yes.
Oh, my. Well, how's Switzerland this morning?
It's good. I'm actually going to do a radio show in 20 minutes on community radio here in Bern.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a radio guy.
Put a plug in for me.
Okay, I will. And it's Radio Raba, Radio Bern, the first 2 letters from Radio Bern, non-commercial community radio.
Burn, baby, burn.
Exactly. Thanks, Art.
Thank you very much, and take care. Bern, Switzerland. I can't be ignoring the rest of the world, and I tend to sort of do that. Sorry about that. If you're outside North America and you want to call us, it's so easy. Just go to your smartphone, put in Skype, and then make like you're going to add, a contact, and add us, MITD55, outside the U.S. and Canada, MITD55, and then it'll be in your contact list. You can just hit it, and you can call us like Raymond has just done from somewhere or another. Hi, Raymond.
I just wanted to ask, what's your favorite subject?
My favorite subject? I have so many, it's really hard to say, but this devil thing does get me going. Maybe there is something there. Where are you calling from?
I'm actually calling from Edinburgh.
Where? Edinburgh?
Scotland.
Scotland. Oh, I've always, my whole life, I've wanted to go to Scotland. I've been close by. I've never made it. Would I like Scotland?
It's a beautiful country, like.
It is.
Aye.
You haven't made a deal with the devil, have you?
No, I've not made any deals with the devil. I wouldn't do that.
I've talked to so many people today. Have you heard them? These people that made the deal?
No, I don't really know any people that have said to me, like, I want to make a deal with the devil, like.
Yes, well, many. I mean, this phone line hasn't stopped. I've only got one phone line for people who've made deals with the devil, and it's ringing off the hook.
Well, it's crazy, like.
Yeah.
All these people that have made deals with the devil, because you don't know if you're got to, when they die, if you're got to lose your soul.
Well, yeah,
You know what I mean?
I know. But people seem to be willing to do it for things like, well, women, sex, money.
Yeah.
You know, these
and women.
Yeah.
Sex, money, women, and power.
That's right. Power. I forgot power. That's a big one.
It sure is, like.
Want to be king of Scotland?
Yeah.
Well, you must have called for some reason that you have not yet enumerated.
That honestly came what I phoned for, to be honest. I was just got a phone to ask you what your favourite subject was, but I sort of noticed time travel kind of a wee bit.
Time travel would be up pretty near the high end of the list, but I don't know. I'm still exploring subjects, and I think it's going to be a long time before I get done. So I honestly can't answer that. If you force me into an answer, I would say time travel for now, but you know, we'll see.
No problem. It was good talking to you anyway.
Good talking to you too. Take care. That's some accent you've got there, Scotland.
We'll be right back to Art in just a second. That's the reason why I was speeding through, in case you all were wondering, because I was watching the clock. And now back to Art.
The cool thing is the worldwide reach that we've got here. It's just amazing. I mean, anywhere in the world can hear us. Now, in Scotland and places, Bern, Switzerland, for example, I think it's morning. So people are actually, if they sound a little groggy, you know, it's early morning. They're sitting there with their morning coffee or tea or something. Anyway, internationally, it's MITD55 into Skype, and then it's an absolutely free call. And here I think we have somebody who has made a deal with the devil. Hello?
Hello, Art.
Hi.
First of all, welcome back, or Roswell's to you, my friend.
Well, thank you.
Yes, I made a deal with the devil, and things just did not go good.
No.
Yes, my three biggest things I wanted was money, power, fame, women, actually four, and I got nothing. Actually, the only two things I got was a life supply of chaga and a Berkeley water filter.
Seriously? I mean,
yeah,
you know,
I like the water filter.
Yeah, well, you're gonna need the water, buddy. You know, you made a deal. I'm leaving you at this point. Oh God, he's gonna definitely need the water, especially for making that call and wasting my time.
Who said Art doesn't have a sense of humor?
This I made a deal with the devil line is constant. The number is area code 575-208-7787. But I've got so much to do. Agent 007, or otherwise Cameron, I think. Hi.
Oh, hi there, Art. Oh, you kind of got a little bit of feedback.
Well, that's because you're not using a headset mic. You're just yapping into your computer.
I've got a headset mic.
Well, then it's not working.
Oh, well.
Okay, now let me help you. See, I might be able to help you, and then I can help everybody. So what you do is you go up to Tools. You see Tools?
Well, I tested this when I used the...
Actually, you know what? You're sounding a little better now.
There, fix the volume. That's usually what it is with this.
Okay. All right, good. Go ahead.
First time, or long time listener, first time caller. No, just kidding. Everybody hates that. I'm up in northern Idaho, and we're surrounded by fires.
Yes, I know. Believe me, even here in the desert, by the way, Our whole sky is full of smoke. I mean, it is awful. There is so much smoke from the fires here.
Well, have you ever heard of the 1910 blow up?
No?
Yeah, about 105 years ago today. It was actually on the 20th and the 21st. There's a big cold front, which it's moving in again, and all these little spot fires started up all over the place, and all of a sudden this cold front blew in, hurricane force winds kicked up, and the whole thing burned part of Montana, a lot of Idaho, Lolo Forest, Ponderay, and it just torched the whole landscape. Looked like something out of Fallout 3.
Yeah, it's bad. bad.
Yeah, a couple of things. First things, if there's any firefighters, I was thinking about writing something. If you have any creepy stories about weird things you've seen in the fires, I've kind of wondered if you have any stories. And another thing, you're enamored with time travel, aren't you, Art?
I am, yes.
Are you into animated things so long as they're actually pretty entertaining and kind of serious? Not like Simpsons, but
yeah, I guess so.
shows.
Why, you want to send me something?
Well, I was wondering if you've heard of a show called Steins Gate that kind of plays off of the John Teeter thing.
I have not.
Yeah, it's based off of a visual novel, but if you have some time, I suggest that you look up the show, and that's Steins Gate, all run together. In between the two words, there's a semicolon. It's kind of an interesting thing.
All right.
And also, one more thing before I let you go and stop wasting your time, I want to say hello from X, Paranormal World. You ought to visit sometime. I host the thread every night.
All right.
For your show.
Oh, really? During the show? Okay. Well, thank you very much, and I certainly appreciate your call. Let's go overseas. I've been ignoring them. I know. I'm sorry. Matthew, I think it is. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Matthew.
Yeah. Well, I've been trying to call your, devil line, but that seems to be completely filled up.
Well, no. Wait a minute, Matthew. Where are you?
Where am I?
Yes.
I am from a small little town, Kingsburg, California.
Matthew, you're on my international line, so I'm going to have to ask you to call. I'm sorry, Matthew. Really, I am. I have to enforce that. If I don't enforce it, everybody breaks that rule. So you're going to have to use the 51 line. 55, MITD 55 is, for people outside the country, right? In the rest of the world. And it's not easy for them to get through, especially through the rush of people calling from North America. So that's why we set it up. And if I don't enforce it, then they won't be able to get through. It's just that simple. But I appreciate the sentiment. I do. Mike, hello there. You're on the air. Mike?
Yes, sir. How am I sounding?
Great, actually.
Oh, good. Okay. I've got an update on a story that I told you 2 years ago on Dark Matter about a house I was brought home to from the hospital when I was born.
Okay.
Let's see. Where should I start? Well, my parents lived in a house that was probably possessed by the devil, and there was a room upstairs that could be very hot in the winter, or in the summer it could be very, very cold. And let's see. So they went and got some holy water from my very Catholic grandmother over in Illinois.
Right.
And my mom's mom, my maternal grandmother, went upstairs and sprinkled the holy water on the door. And it shook.
The door shook?
The door shook, she said.
Visibly? I mean, like...
I don't know. I was one. I don't remember a thing. This is just a story I was told by my parents, and I'm pretty sure it's true, because they were freaked out and moved out the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as an update to that, I'm now in a happy relationship with my girlfriend, and we have a baby, 3-year-old.
3-year-old.
And she actually told me that she lives in that house.
And everything is fine.
Everything is fine now, but the weird thing is that when she lived there, because I asked her tonight, I go, when you lived in that house, did you see anything weird? She goes, yeah. She goes, we could see Jesus in the wall, in the paint. And everybody that come over could see Jesus in the paint, too.
Well, maybe somebody had a picture of Jesus up and tried to paint over it and didn't succeed.
I don't know. Maybe
either that or it really was Jesus. Who knows?
It could be. Well, hey, thanks for taking my call, and Roswell's and Braps from Belgab.
Okay. Belgab is a site that follows this program to some degree or another, full of unusual people that I have described as vaguely lovable. Sometimes they're fun, sometimes they're mean. However, the one observation I would make about Belgab is, for the most part, it has more intelligent users than you will find on most boards. That's not to say they don't break out into, like North and South Korea fights occasionally. Speaking of that, you're going to want to keep an eye on that tonight. It really looks like something is going to happen in the Koreas, or very well may happen. It'll be about 2:30 in the morning Pacific time, or just a few hours from now. So that bears watching, because the idiot in the north has laid down a deadline, and he says either the South Koreans stop with the speakers or he's going to blow them to bits. All out war, he says. So you definitely are going to want to keep an eye on that. It's pretty scary stuff, frankly. We have, 35,000 Americans there? Serious stuff. Hello, Michael. You're on the air.
Sorry?
Yes. Extinguish your instrument, please. By the way, while he's doing that, if anybody thinks they're going to call up and say a bad word on the air, it doesn't work. I've got a 7-second delay, so you're wasting your time. Okay. You all set? You got to turn it off. Mike?
I'm trying to call you, but I'm hearing the other broadcast.
Yes, Michael, that's because you've got to turn the other broadcast off.
Okay. One comment and a question.
Yes.
First comment, I'd like to ask everybody to become a time traveler, because you've worked so hard to keep this thing going.
Thank you.
And my second question, I've always wanted to ask you this for many, many years.
Yes.
When you were in the Union Plaza,
yes,
you were broadcasting from there, and
he's having a hard time because he's got his radio still on.
Turn your radio off.
I can hear it.
Not just down.
Now I can hear you.
Off.
At the Union Plaza, yes.
At the Union Plaza.
Yes.
At that time, it was run by the mafia, right?
Wrong.
Wrong.
Well, look, let me put it this way. It was Jackie Gone's Union Plaza. I have no idea if the mafia was involved at any point. However, let me comment a little bit on the mafia while we're on the subject. There are many native Las Vegans, including myself, who remember when a very great deal of Las Vegas was run by the mafia. And frankly, it ran a lot better than it does now. And by that I mean there was less crime. It wasn't tolerated. The price of committing a crime, well, many times could end up being a lump in the desert. We had a lot of lumps in the desert as you drive along. You see a lump here and a lump there. Sometimes those are people who, cheated in years past. So the mafia was not in totality a bad thing in terms of Las Vegas. Now, since we have become law-like, since we have, what's the right word? Political correctness in the way the policing of Las Vegas is achieved. Well, it's not like the good old days, or maybe I misjudged the good old days. I don't know. On my I Made a Deal with the Devil line, you're on the air. Hello.
Yes, this is my first time to call you or hear you. Please tell me what's the correct number for people who did not make a deal with the devil.
Well, the very fact that you called this line is sort of an ominous thing. You know what I mean?
I've done things before that were immoral. Could I please have your regular phone number?
Yes, you may, but you're always going to have to worry about the fact that you did call this line. So subconsciously, I mean, you haven't made a deal, have you?
Well, by the time I got where there was a pin, I didn't hear the first number because
she doesn't want to answer that, Art.
I don't have a two-track mind. I tried to get to a pin.
Okay, I'm going to give you.
She doesn't want to answer that one, Art.
Yes, sir, please.
It's area code 952.
Yes.
225.
225.
5278.
5278.
Yes.
Would you like to let me say something on this line?
No.
No.
I mean, I'd like to. No, believe me, I'd like to. But this is for people who made a deal with the devil. So if you want to cop to a deal with the devil, sure, go ahead.
Okay, I'll call on the other line.
I thought perhaps so. Okay, well. Sounded like a really nice lady, actually.
All right, they're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick little bleep away from the audio track. Once everybody resumes, we'll resume with them. We started recording this episode a little late in the day for the particular episode, so we're going to stay at least until we get a minimum of an hour, maybe even longer. Let's get some stones. The weird thing is the 5 a.m. stones are no longer around due to Winterfest being over.
For your listening pleasure, call 1-952-CALL ART. That's 1-952-225-5278.
Boy, you just said it true. When you call, just let it ring. We apparently have a little problem with our audio when I have you on hold, so just let it ring until it's answered. Better way to do it. All right, now I've done something. Maybe I'm going to have some of you help me out. I think I may have put myself up on Periscope, so I may or may not be on Periscope. Now, here's the deal. You've got to be attached to my Twitter account, and I am ArtBell51. Let me repeat that on Twitter. I am ArtBell51. And if you are attached, then when I go up on Periscope, as I might be right now, hello, 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 I didn't even have a chance during the break to get it pointed correctly, so I don't know if anybody can see me. Somebody on Periscope or who's on Periscope right now, please go to the wormhole and let me know if I am on or not. If not, I'll try and fix it in the next break. And if I am on, then welcome to watching the back of my head. It must be absolutely fascinating. Let's go to our I made a deal with the devil line. Hello. Are you there?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I'm here.
Good. I think.
I started to make a deal with the devil, but when the Great Horned One and his minions appeared, as you call it, I chickened out.
Listen, if you hold on a minute, if you called on the devil and the Horned One actually showed up in person with his minions, it's too late. That's a deal done.
I don't know.
All right, what is it you wanted?
Well, I don't know if you want to hear what happened or the story.
I do. I mean, but when
you
you're making
called,
a deal,
yes, we do.
You want something, right?
Well, no, it's hard to explain. I was just out of the military. This was in the mid-'80s.
Okay.
And I worked in the semiconductors in Northern California, in the Bay Area.
Okay.
And this new woman at work showed up. She's very beautiful, very exotic looking.
Oh,
the boss wanted me to train her.
Train her?
She started off with on the equipment, on the computer. We worked in the semiconductors.
I understand, yes.
And she started grilling me about religions as a whole. And then she strangely said, have you ever, she said the old, if you relinquish your soul to the devil, you'd gain fame and riches. She said it really strangely. And she asked me if I'd be interested, and I was very nervous. I just kind of jokingly said, oh, it's something to think about. Well, that night, all hell broke loose.
In what sense? I mean, were you with her that night?
No, sir, not at all. She just threw that one out there, and the shift ended. And it was one of those nights where my parents were off on vacation. They asked me to house sit for them. So I was in my old home, in my old room, and somewhere between like 1 in the morning and 4 in the morning, I heard this laughter, just this bizarre, just the weirdest laughter you'd ever hear. Basically just like that. And so I jumped out of my bed, opened my door, and I noticed every light on in the house. And even the oven light was on.
The oven light?
And I ran down, every light was on. I mean, you name it. If there was a light involved, it was on.
The oven light, sir, was just symbolic for you.
Art.
And when I ran to the
Took me a
family
second on that
room,
one.
on those older TVs, when you shut them off, you know how the colors used to swirl and kind of fade out?
Oh, yeah, to a little dot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, that's where the laughter was coming from. And so when I ran in the family room, the TV was just turned off, and the laughter stopped. Well, I'm a chicken by trade, and I jump at my own shadow, but I wasn't scared at all.
No?
So I'm thinking someone knew I was there. Someone's playing a prank on me. I'm checking the doors. All the doors are locked. I'm looking under beds. I'm looking in closets. I'm looking, you name it. My parents used to have little dowels in the windows that could only open the windows like a couple inches. I made sure all those were in place. Checked the garage. Every garage light was on. And this happened twice. The second time, even more laughter. There was like 7 people laughing. Just really bizarre laughter. Well, the third time it happened, my dad's office door was slamming shut, opening up, slamming shut, and I opened my bedroom door just to see it swinging open. Every light was on again, and that's when I realized I was being ready to make the deal.
What makes you think you didn't make the deal? I mean, you don't get that kind of attention. You don't get that kind of visitor without a deal having gone down. Doesn't that worry you?
Well, no, because nothing went down yet. This lady asked me, which, by the way, she never did show up at work anymore.
Yeah, but you did say you repeated what she said.
She said, would I? And I said, it's something to think about.
Well,
I think I was being tested.
Well, you were.
But
and you failed.
Whether you passed or failed.
Well, I told them to leave, and I didn't mean any bit of it, and nothing has ever happened ever since.
All right, well, there's still time left in your life. Let me know how it comes out.
Will do, Art. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Take care. Let's go to, I think, Phoenix on the phone. Hi.
Hi, Art. I'm shutting off the line because of the hold. Thank you. It's Phil from Phoenix. It's great to hear you.
Thank you.
You're a visionary.
No, I'm not. I'm not a visionary. I'm not a visionary.
Yeah, you are, my friend. It's so interesting that people mention Union Plaza and also Parasite Radio, because I listened to you in the 90s, and I remember seeing you.
Hold on. That's awful. It's not called Parasite Radio. It's called, and it's not radio. It's video. It's Periscope.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm nervous, Art.
I am too.
I caught by surprise.
Parasite.
Lay on the
I know.
on the DM.
I know. They could be offended by that.
Yeah, I sincerely apologize, and Art didn't make the mistake I did. But I do like to see your first time in space on the days of 9600 baud on Videotron. Whoever knew that we would have that. But I really wanted to ask you the question. I knew before you got back on the radio that, on this show here, that you had some problems with the bumper music, how you were going to be able to...
that's right.
The right side. And what happened there?
Well, what happened there is we joined as what is called, we found something called a small webcaster model, which allows us at least, I mean, the music is very expensive, but in my case, I just wouldn't do the show without the music. I just wouldn't do it. So we found a way to do it, and it's called the small webcaster model, and there you have it.
Cool. Well, I'm a time traveler now to help you support that, because all my days between Phoenix and California, when I moved out there and also listened to you from Union Plaza AMDXing, it's been a pleasure. I'll leave with one last comment. The show.
AMDXing, by the way, for those wanting to know, is basically wide-ranging a radio frequency. For instance, they have a broadcast out of Los Angeles, but you were listening to it in New Orleans. It's a lot easier to do so in the middle of the evening rather than the day, as those AM frequencies do travel a lot easier without the sun's interference. Now back to the caller.
Show that you had with Flat World John.
Oh, yes.
I'm surprised you didn't have Cracker Box Palace as a bumper song, but other than that, Art, I'll leave the line for somebody else.
All right.
We're so glad to have you back.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, let me tell you something about that. While everybody thought that was crazy, and it was, the Flat Earth Show has received more comment. I don't want to say than anything else we've done, but it absolutely has received just endless comment. Not all of it positive, but that's the way radio is. A lot of times, what gets people to listen? Well, it's something they either love or it's something they hate.
Wait a minute. Art did a Flat Earth show? I'm going to have to go to my archives and take a look.
And a lot of people hated it. But you cannot underestimate the passion that these people who believe the earth is flat have. I mean, you simply cannot underestimate that passion. And these are otherwise bright people. So, I'm not sorry that I did that program. Not at all. And in fact, I might do another. You never know. I'm telling you, the passion is unreal. Anyway, let's go to my special I Made a Deal with the Devil line. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Is this Art?
It is Art. And you are on the I Made a Deal with the Devil line.
That's awesome. You know what? I've noticed that there's an absolute lack in women calling tonight. Like, we don't make deals with the devil.
Well, mostly people make deals for you, my dear.
Well, you know, I don't think that happened in my case, but my story's a little bit different. Like, I haven't necessarily made the deal, but I've definitely had the offer more than once.
Well, what do you mean you had the offer? You mean somebody came and said, look, I can take care of that for you. All you need to do is X, Y, Z?
Well, yeah, pretty much. That's kind of been it. I've had a series of dreams over the last 2 years or so.
Yes.
Where this entity has come to me in my dream and basically told me that I can have whatever I want. He'll give me whatever I want. I just have to be specific, and I just have to either give him my soul or the soul of someone I love.
Yeah, okay. Well, see, there was somebody here earlier who had made a deal with the devil, and he said, one of the things you need to be sure of is that you are very specific about what you want.
Right. I heard that caller, and that's absolutely true. And it's something that I'm aware of. I've practiced witchcraft since I was 13 years old, so I'm definitely aware of the specifics.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm definitely aware that I've probably opened up some energies that I shouldn't have. But, you know, you had the priestess from the Church of Satan on earlier in the week.
Yes.
And she said something that really struck me that was kind of related, and it was that, you know, that kind of thing will drive you to the brink of madness. And I can definitely say in the last 2 years, despite the fact that I haven't really buckled down and said, okay, you can have my soul and, you know, we're going to do this, it's definitely changed me as a person.
Well, you're obviously teetering, right? Sounds like you're very close.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You know, it told me that it would take the soul of somebody that I loved, but to me that's kind of like, I don't know, like a Freudian slip. Like, if I loved that person, I wouldn't give their soul to the devil.
Well, at least you're not giving your own soul. I mean, I know it's selfish, but
Well,
there's a lot of souls going here and there, and so, I mean, if you really want whatever this is, then as long as it's not me.
Right. I feel it. I would never do that, Art. I swear, I would never do that.
All right, well, all right. Thank you very much for the call, but see, really, technically, I should have not let you get away with that. Yeah.
All right, with that, we're going to leave Art Bell in his packs for the evening. We will have part 3 and final of Pact with the Devil tomorrow night here on From Day One. If you guys have a better name for the show, I'm also always free and open to that, either in the comments or, of course, over in GC Hero Wars at gmail.com. We can rock and roll there as well. Until then, day number 38 comes to a close in Dominion. Please make sure, again, you keep liking, sharing, and subscribing like you have been. Beautifully up to 30% of next year's goals. Boxy getting us to notice. Please keep us going. Of course, crypto is available for free over at coinbase.com/join C personally. Get yourself $10 in free Bitcoin and those Coinbase Learn 2-minute lessons, 1-question quizzes. Get up to another $100 in crypto that way. Till tomorrow, it's always a great new world to release the Krakens. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.